Hi, my name is Esther Kanyi, and today I'd like us to look at the data analysis process or the steps that are involved in this analysis process. Because in most of the cases, you find the analyst, you come up with a very appealing dashboard, and this dashboard may not have the content that is required. It may be appealing with the nice graphs, with the nice charts, all the scatter plots, all the line graphs, all those you may have them, and the dashboard may be appealing. But the truth of the matter is that if you miss in any one of the steps that are required to be carried out in this data analysis process, your result will just vague. It will be vague result. It will be misleading information to the organization, to your clients, and that's why it's good. And I'd like us to look at these steps, each step from the very first step to the last step. So as you come to the point now of presenting your appealing dashboard with nice graphs, it may contain the right information, the right insight, that the insights that will be drawn out of your analysis will be helpful to your clients, will be helpful to the organization for the decision making, and that uh, you have done a great work at the end of it all, not just any other work. So let's go through those steps. Let's understand them, each step, all that it entails, and how to go about it. So let's move on into these steps as we look into them. Thank you as we continue. And what is this data analysis? Data analysis is a process that involves all the steps that you go through. It entails the processing of the raw data with an objective of extracting the relevant information that are helpful in the business or the organization for the decision making. Data analysis is a very important process since it provides insights and statistics which are useful to the stakeholders and the management in decision making. Hence, it reduces all the risks that are entailed in the process of decision making. The insights gained through the data analysis process are presented in form of charts, images, tables, graphs, among others. Here are the steps that are involved in the data analysis process, and they include identifying business question, data gathering, data transformation, data analysis, data interpretation, data visualization, and result communication. Now let us delve into these steps in the data analysis process. And the very first step in this analysis process is identifying the business question. It is at this point where you come up with the hypothesis. It's where you define your objective. What do you want to achieve in this analysis process or in this project that you're carrying out? What problem am I trying to solve? And having the answer to the objective of your analysis, now you'll be able to move to the next step of the data gathering. The very first thing in the data gathering stage is to understand what type of data you need for your analysis based on the objective that you have come up with in the stage 1 of the process. At this point, you have to identify what is the source of your data. Is the data provided by the client, or do you need to go an extra mile to extract the data from external sources? Note that the data may be in different forms. It may be in Excel, it may be in the CSV file, it may be in relational databases, among others. Knowing the form in which the data you need is will help you in identifying the right tools for the data extraction. Having all this in mind, now it is time to correct the data. Now that you have corrected your data, it is time to do data transformation. We know that garbage in is garbage out, and therefore it is necessary to ensure that you are working with high quality data. And this can be achieved through the data cleaning process, which involves various steps. These key steps involves removing duplicates, removing unwanted data. You may have columns with unnecessary records for your analysis, hence you may do away with them. It also involves ensuring that the data is in the right data types, be it text, be it numbers, currency, among others. This is where you also handle the missing data. Note that the missing data may be necessary to your analysis or may not. And if the missing data is necessary to your analysis, it calls for you to go back to the data correction stage to ensure you have those missing data. Here we also identify the outliers. Note that the outliers may negatively affect your analysis, hence it's good to identify them so as to know the right metrics to use for your analysis. In the data analysis process, the analysis you carry out depends on what is your analysis goal, and we have various categories of data analysis of which your analysis goal may fall in. In this category of data analysis, we have descriptive analysis, and this is where you identify what has already happened. For instance, what was the sale for this given period of time. In diagnostic analysis, this is where you focus on understanding why something has happened. For instance, you may want to know why was the staff performance poor this year, or why was the sale low at that period of year. In the predictive analysis, this is where you identify future trends based on the historical data. For example, banks may use predictive analysis to identify customers who are at risk of defaulting their loans. For the prescriptive analysis, this is where you make a recommendation for the future. For instance, you may warn of possible stockouts or displaying optimal price points to customers with different incomes. In the data interpretation, it is now to interpret the results and come up with the best course of action based on your findings. Wow, data visualization, here we come. In data visualization, here is the honey point of a data analyst, the joy of seeing those graphs, those charts, the nice and appealing dashboard. Well, data visualization is a way of graphically showing your information in a way people can easily understand. They can easily grasp the insight or the points to which you're delivering to them. In your data visualization, you can use charts, graphs, maps, bullet point, scatter plot, line graphs, among others. It is results communication time. It is not enough that you have developed your dashboard, your peering data visualization. It is time to tell a story. At this point, you communicate the results or the findings of your analysis to the stakeholders. As a data analyst, it's necessary to think critically, identify the trends, the patterns, ask questions in your analysis to be able to objectively and evaluate the analysis, hence communicate the results with a clear understanding. Make use of your data visualization to relay your information while communicating your results. Keep the audience in mind. Knowing who you're communicating the results to will help you to use the right method possible. Be clear and concise. This avoid overwhelming the stakeholders with unnecessary information. Go straight to the point and communicate the right results, the insights that are helpful to their decision making. Thank you very much for running with me today. Kindly like, subscribe. Meet you next time in the next lesson.